Title: Digital bandits demand cool $4.5 million and rejig of Reddit's API, or they'll spill the 80 gigabytes data beans. TLDR. Summary. Reddit, the beloved internet hangout, was sucker punched by a targeted phishing scheme earlier this year. The culprits: the notorious ransomware gang, Black Cat, or ALF, if you're hip. They claim they're sitting on a hot pot of 80 gigabytes of juicy, compressed data that includes internal documents, code, contracts, and personal deets of employees and advertisers. Now, they're demanding a king's ransom of $4.5 million and a complete overhaul of Reddit's API. Or else, they threaten to make it rain data, which as of now, has remained surprisingly out of the public's reach. Here's the scoop. Now, who doesn't love a good cyber thriller, especially when it's happening right in our backyard, the cyberspace? Reddit, the self-proclaimed front page of the internet, got more than it bargained for with a phishing scheme that slipped through its cyber defenses earlier this year. The phishing expedition didn't come back empty-handed. It managed to snag a haul of the platform's internal documents, dashboards, code, contracts, and even info on current and former employees and advertisers. Right now, you might be wondering how this doesn't seem to have made a splash in the scandal-hungry internet waters yet. Well, that's because the data haul, allegedly totaling a hefty 80 gigabytes, hasn't been leaked yet. But here comes the plot twist. Black Cat, the ransomware gang, doubling as this story's antagonists, who also go by the trendy codename ALF, claim they're sitting on this treasure chest of info. So, what's the game plan of these digital desperados? They're demanding a whopping $4.5 million and significant changes to Reddit's API. Now, that's quite the list of demands. But in the high-stakes game of cybercrime, it's all part of a day's work, right? Here's a fun question. What would you do if you were the CEO of Reddit now? Would you fork over the ransom or take your chances with a potential data deluge? Or perhaps you'd set your team of white-hat hackers on the trail of these cyber villains? Surely, Reddit must be scrambling to find a solution that would prevent the much-dreaded data leak. After all, no one wants their secrets spilled, especially not on a platform that's practically synonymous with anonymity and privacy. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. Sometimes, situations like these can serve as the much-needed wake-up call for platforms to beef up their cybersecurity and rethink their strategies. Maybe this incident will push Reddit towards a safer, more secure internet future. Who knows? So, here's our thought-provoking question for the day. How do you think this incident will change the way online platforms handle their cybersecurity? Do you think we're ready for an internet era with stronger privacy measures, or are we all just a phishing scheme away from disaster? Discuss. Disclaimer: this article does not provide any recommendations or advice on how to handle such situations. It is purely for informational and discussion purposes.